We haven't removed the thumbnail, and we are here. We're actually here now. See, this is what you get with the unprofessional, non-Jack live streams. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the LFC transfer room. We've got myself, Chedu, Charlie, and Omer with us. Omer is making his debut. First off, how are you, mate? You good?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm chilling, excited for the new season kicking off tonight. So, yeah, but I'm more excited for tomorrow evening, see what we've got. So, yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah, definitely. Chazza, Chedu, you both excited?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I feel like the summer period went by quite quickly. Feels like it was yesterday when we played our last game of the season, but always good to see the team back.
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting, isn't it? I mean, pre-season's been hotting up. We've been getting better and better. We've been playing better and better. But yeah, first of all, because I saw that James Pearce actually tweeted this morning about an optimism level from Liverpool fans. How optimistic are you, Charlie, about this season before we go into it?
I mean, we've spoken our predictions. I think if I'm not being biased, I'm predicting us third. But we're Liverpool. I think the fact that we're such underdogs this season as well. I've seen people not even putting us in the top 4. So I think Jurgen Klopp, the squad, I think Trent said it himself recently in an interview today, that they thrive off being underdogs. So it's I think it's good for us that we're underdogs, and yeah, I'm confident. Why can't we win it? I mean, there's no reason why we can't.
Yeah, Chedi, you echoing the same?
How I'm feeling is going into it. I was a little bit down. I didn't think, I had the same mentality of, I think we might scrape top 4, but seeing how underrated we've been by everyone else, how everyone has there's not even a single person that has the hopes of us getting top 4. I mean, winning the league. I want us so badly to win the league now more than ever, probably just to shut everyone up. Like that's all I could. And imagine how funny it would be. City out here throwing 100 million for Grealish, maybe 150 for Kane. Then Chelsea getting Lukaku, United getting Sancho, and us getting no one apart from Konate and winning the league. That would be quite hilarious, to be honest. So I think we're gonna surprise everyone in terms of the expectations everyone has for us.
Yeah, Omer, are you thinking something along the similar lines?
I'm upbeat. I saw Klopp's press conference today. I know there was a bit of fume on social media about that, but it sort of got me going that he's got such faith in the boys that he really backs them to put it through. And I think this squad probably thrives mostly off being the underdogs. Like, we've done our best work as underdogs. I think last season was probably the first year where we were like being attacked, I think, as like the champions. So I'm looking forward to it. I think I'd rather us go under the radar as a team, because we know, like, as a fully fit squad, what we can do. And yeah, I'm probably trying to title challenge.
Yeah,
I'll just leave it there. A title challenge.
Love to see it. It would be quite funny, Harrison. Yeah, get all your comments below and make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube as well. Some amazing content going up recently and in the future. I know that there's a little draft video going out quite soon, which is going to be quite cool. So yeah, make sure you get on that. So Norwich, this is the main subject of this stream. We'll start with you, Omer. In terms of their championship season last season, they got promoted as champions. Are you excited to watch them? And do you think they'll pose any threat to Liverpool?
I mean, I remember we played them when they got promoted a couple of years ago, and to be honest, they looked exciting. They started at Anfield well, but look, they fell off. They didn't have the squad, and I think they'll be all right to watch. But honestly, like, I know they've made a few more signings, but losing Buendia, I just can't see them being a sort of club that can really like push on and maintain like Premier League status. I just think they're your classic yo-yo club, which are just up and down, up and down. Like, they could surprise us, but I hope they just take points off our rivals and don't take points off us, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully, well, they did that last time against Man City, didn't they? It's probably the peak of their. It's probably the peak of their recent history. Really, that win. Chedu, Harrison's put this in which we will actually talk about properly. But the main thing is who's been the most impressive in preseason that you might think has a chance to squeeze into that first 11 against Norwich.
I think there's two answers for that question, and I think both of them could have a fair shout at starting, and those are Naby Keita and Harvey Elliott. I think both of them were fantastic in the preseason, and I mean, let's be honest, the reason why Harvey has been played that much and why he's still in the club is because he's going to be part of Klopp's plans this season. And looking at our available players for midfield, I mean, it's been said that Henderson and Thiago, if they're going to play, it's going to be barely because they just came back. They're not ready. So I wouldn't be surprised with a midfield of maybe Milner, Naby Keita, and Elliott. Maybe Fabinho somehow gets in, but I can see both of them actually starting tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, lots of people were calling at one point for Keita and Oxlade-Chamberlain to play together. Could that happen, Charlie?
Keita and Ox, nah, I don't think Ox is starting. Regarding the midfield section, I think it's between 4 players: Fabinho, Milner, Keita, and Elliott. I think them 3 are all either going to like one of them is going to miss out on an event. Like realistically, personally, I would absolutely love to see Harvey Elliott play, but I think for the game, I'd play Milner. I think it's just a right selection. Fair season, settle the nerves of everyone. But again, if we're 3-0 by half time, I'm all down for taking James Milner off and throwing Harvey Elliott on. But again, if Harvey Elliott's starting, I'm not mad either. So, but that I think Ox definitely doesn't have a shout, unfortunately for you. You'd love to see Ox.
Yeah, I mean, Cameron, I've seen that you've commented a couple of times. I think you're a Norwich fan. I think is that Grant Hanley holding the Ballon d'Or, and if it is, that's unbelievable. So yeah, it's going to be interesting in terms of Norwich once again. Cantwell, Josh Sargent has signed, as well as Milo Rashica. I believe I pronounced that correctly. Do you think they will pose a threat to the fullbacks, Chedu, or do you think anywhere else that they'll be nice and interesting?
First of all, I do have to say those are some pretty good signings, I think, for a team like Norwich. Getting those players in, I think that's quality stuff for them. But I don't think they've had enough time in the Norwich squad to actually pose a threat too much to us. I mean, let's be honest. Like as a half American and as someone that roots for the U.S. Men's national team, seeing Josh Sargent playing the Premier League is, it's a really big deal for me. Is he gonna be good? I really, really doubt it, especially in that first game against us. But realistically, our defense should be more than good enough to take them on. I mean, I'm predicting our defense to be Tsimikas, Konate, Matip, and Trent. All 4 of them are more than good enough to stop anything that Norwich throws against them. A Buendia, of course, would have been game-changing for them. And I think losing them is going to be a tougher take than a lot of people expect.
Yeah, and don't forget Teemu Pukki, boys. You can't forget Teemu Pukki. I mean,
I feel like it's gonna be the same thing of last year, 2 years ago, where he's just gonna come up, gonna score a few goals at the start, and then just disappear.
Yeah, I think it's going to be vital for us to have a really fast start tomorrow because Norwich will be up for it, won't they? Omer, what do you think in terms of the first sort of period? I think we have to make sure that we're on our guard. Otherwise, Norwich could potentially get 2 or 3 up.
Yeah, no, I think with the fans back, it being their first game back in the Prem, it's going to be intense from them. So I think we need to combat that, and we do that well. I'm a bit nervous about how we're going to react with an away crowd, because I think like the big crowds we've played in front of, I think the biggest away crowd we played in front of was Burnley, like in the run-in last year. So I'm a bit apprehensive about the start, but I think this is why we probably should start Milner. He can sort of settle the team down. He's a leader. He knows how to play in these sorts of games. And then if we get the first goal, I think that will just set us up to hopefully cruise to a 3-4 goal win, maybe. Let's see how it is.
Yeah, Charlie. As Cameron's just said, you did transcribe the Michael Bailey interview yesterday. Where do you see the main threats coming from Norwich, and potentially when in the game will they come off the bench, or as you said, their pre-season hasn't been great, so.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, as I said, we obviously spoke to Michael Bailey. If you haven't, check out that video. It's really good insight. There's a bit more in depth on the article. I think it's up now as well. So if you want to check that out, check it out. But yeah, I mean, look, they've made some good signings. They've obviously signed Malit Rashid. I don't know how you say his name. They've also signed, I think, a new Greek left back.
Yeah, they just did, yeah.
Yeah, and they've also signed Christian Toslar, Pierre Lees-Malou, and they've obviously got Billy Gilmore as well. I think most Liverpool fans will remember him absolutely destroying our midfield last season. So look, I think they're going to do a lot better than people are suggesting. I think people are saying they're going to be going straight back down, but this team is a lot more. They've had that year to build on the play. Daniel Farke now knows how the Premier League works a bit. Obviously, last season we saw what they did to, like, they caused threats in the game against us, even though we were 4-0 up at half time. They really come out of the blocks and look very impressive with the likes of Cantwell, Pukki, Buendia while he was there. But I think now they've got a lot more of a cohesive unit. Daniel Farke will maybe, play a bit more defensive. I think Norwich fans are hoping they won't, and I like this style of play, so I hope they don't either. But I think they did need to improve massively defensively. But yeah, as Cameron said there, they really haven't had a great pre-season. They had 2 games cancelled. They played Gillingham and Newcastle, and they lost to Newcastle. So I think they've only had really 2 pre-season games, where compared to us, we've been chilling in Austria, France, having a good time. So yeah, I think I'm looking forward to Norwich this season, but I can't see them getting a result against us personally. But again, they've got some new players. It'll be an exciting game to watch them. Obviously, as Chedu said, Josh Sargent as well. They'll have a lot of eyes on him throughout the season. We know Matt and Jack and Chedu are all excited about him. So yeah, Oh yeah, Cameron's just said there that that's who I thought he was signed last season. He looks like a decent left back. I think he's actually Greek starting left back instead of Tsimikas. So yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting. Well, they might go toe to toe. I wish now I've got a train line outside my room. I hope you boys can't hear it. But yeah, lots of people are commenting their starting 11. So I thought we may as well start with it now. In terms of the back 5, Charlie, what would be your ideal back 5, and what do you think Jurgen will go with?
I think everybody's ideal backline is probably Alisson, Robertson, Trent, Van Dijk, and Konate. But obviously Robertson's injured. Van Dijk's still coming back. Will we see Konate? It's his first game. I think we definitely see Alisson, and Trent is also 100%. Obviously, Tsimikas is going to be 100%. I think it's just that centre-back pairing. I'd love to see Van Dijk, but it's against Norwich. No offence to Norwich, but I think that Matip and Konate have it covered. I don't think there's no point in risking Van Dijk, honestly. I think we honestly probably maybe leave him to the Chelsea game, even let him, maybe bring him on if needed. But again, I think just save them, keep them fit, don't push them back too soon. But yeah, my back 5 is Alisson, Tsimikas, Trent, Konate, Matip.
Similar for you, Omer?
Yeah, it's been a weird one because he's sort of paired up Van Dijk with Matip and then Konate with Gomez. But ideally, yeah, I really like the look of Konate. I think he's settled in well. Like, was it Osasuna? His distribution with the ball was incredible, to be honest. I just want to see how Van Dijk's going to be because he hasn't played 90 minutes. I know Klopp said he's ready, but it's like, I know we know he is the best defender in the world, but anyone who comes off an injury like that, like it's going to take time, and like it can hit your confidence. And I think thankfully he has that personality to just completely ignore it and just get right back into it. So I would start, with Alisson, Trent, Tsimikas, Van Dijk and Konate, but I won't be surprised if Matip plays instead of Van Dijk or Konate. So I think it's between them three.
Yeah, I'm always swaying to the fact that Konate might play with Gomez against Norwich to deal with the speed that will be bought with Rashica and Sargent and Cantwell. But then again, Van Dijk and Matip aren't any slouches, are they? Chedu, what's your back five?
I'm going to agree 100% with Charlie here. Personally, even I said this all the way back in like March or something like that when we were talking about the possibility of Van Dijk playing if we ever got to the Champions League final. And it's the kind of thing of, yeah, he's back now. Yeah, he can play around 70 minutes from what we've seen. But I'd rather not risk him, even if it's a tough opponent, until we know that he's good to go. He's been looking good in preseason, as good as he can be. But I think it's still a little bit too soon to be starting him. Maybe if things get like really tough towards the end of the game, then perhaps we could see him coming on. But for now, I think it's more than set for Matip and Konate to team up for the first game of the season.
A counter argument to that would be, how would we know he's fit if he doesn't play?
Training.
But match fit, like different things. Like,
yeah,
do you think we should ease him in, so maybe get him to play half an hour, then 45, then 60?
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly. I think that's the way it should be done. With an injury as bad as the one he had, I think it's worth doing something like that instead of just throwing him in the deep end and starting him right as the season begins and risking him getting worse.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, though, Klopp recently said, I think it was either yesterday, that he said that he's not going to be substituting centre-back. So if a centre-back's in, they're going to be playing 90 minutes. So it seems like he's either going to go straight with Van Dijk or leave him for next game. Personally, I say leave him for Burnley. I think they're much more of an aerial threat. And I do think Konate and Matip can deal with them. Obviously, all Burnley really have, like, speed-wise, is McNeil, who, again, isn't on Van Dijk's side anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But I'd save him for Burnley, personally. I think the aerial threat of like Chris Wood and all them guys will suit his game more, and he won't have to do much more jogging or running.
To touch on that, something that I really, really noticed, I think it was in the... Which one was the first game we played? Athletic Bilbao.
Yeah, Bilbao.
Was that how, like, we know how much we missed Van Dijk on corners and stuff like that. But wow, it was like the difference couldn't have been more clear. Like, every corner that we had that went in felt like it could actually end in something, on like last season with Van Dijk there in the middle. And same with corners on our side. It's gonna be real crucial having Van Dijk. I could make a really bold prediction here, but I don't know how much I wanna try this.
we need to hear it now.
I'll go for it. This upcoming season, Van Dijk's gonna score 10 or more goals from headers in all competitions.
Okay, all right, okay. I respect it, Chedu. To be fair, it's not quite as ludicrous as my Newcastle prediction, anyway. Because I did say that Newcastle would finish in the top half this season,
and
he also said that
Steve Bruce would win Manager of the Year.
Yeah, Manager of the Year.
No,
I don't think that's going to happen, to be honest.
Graham Jones, boys, just when it happens, call me. Yeah. All right.
I mean, we've all probably got our own wild predictions. So
is this actually? I think it is.
I'm pretty sure it's true. Yeah.
Oh no!
I think Tottenham and the West Brom
and Van Dijk against Leeds.
Alisson, anyone?
Yeah, I think that's a massive issue though. Like with Liverpool, when we have like Matip and Van Dijk in the box, Trent or Robertson he knows who to aim at. The defenders can't do anything, so they just have to hope and pray that obviously no one gets there. We didn't have that last season. And it's something that we really ended up missing out on because we couldn't score goals. Whereas last year, I mean, when we won the league, look, we had the Sadio Mane goal from against Aston Villa. Van Dijk was scoring doubles like freaking every other game. So I think that's going to be a big part of our game again. Corners with Trent and stuff. So I think we might see that a lot against Norwich if we do get it.
I mean, Nat Phillips does win headers, but I don't think he knows where it's going in comparison to the
Yeah.
rest of them.
Him and Reece Williams the same, yeah.
It's 50p head time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Midfield wise, this is where the big debates are going on. I'll start with my midfield. I'm going to go Milner, as Amir said. I think Milner will start in the 6th. I think Naby Keita will start. I think it's exactly his sort of game. And why not Harvey Elliott? Midfield 3.
Say Oxen.
I really thought he was going to say Ox as well.
Why not? Why not Harvey Elliott? Because Oxlade-Chamberlain is going to come on in the false nine
shut
and
up,
score
shut up,
plenty
shut
of
up,
goals,
shut up,
mate.
shut up,
It's
shut up,
fine.
shut up, shut up.
Depending if Fabinho's fit, of course. Charlie, your midfield 3 and why?
Yeah, I think Milner, Keita, Fabinho. I think Fabinho looked very good against Bilbao. Obviously, was it Bilbao he was in? Wasn't it? Yeah.
Was it Bilbao? Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, he was in the first game with Alisson. Yeah, that's why I don't think Firmino's starting because I think the game against Bilbao was probably going to be like what the starting 11 will be roughly. So I think Fabinho's fully fit to play. I'd put him in. I'd put Milner in just for the expertise, and then Naby Keita. I think Naby Keita's earned his place in pre-season. Probably top 3, maybe even the best performer in the whole of pre-season. So definitely earns his place, and hopefully he can keep that for the rest of the season.
Chedu.
I think the general consensus is that Milner is definitely going to play and Naby too, so that it really leaves whoever's the 3rd player. I'm going to say Harvey, honestly. I think how good he did in preseason cannot be overlooked. I think Klopp is not going to overlook it, and he's going to give him his chance. And I know, of course, don't get too hyped on preseason. I mean, Ben Woodburn did do good in preseason. Does that mean he's going to be starting for us?
Pep Linders said that Ben Woodburn has a future at Liverpool.
That I do believe, but
Ben Woodburn is the Jesse Lingard of Liverpool. Like, he is going to be a late bloomer.
It actually is, though.
Yeah.
But generally, in terms of Elliott, yeah, we shouldn't really get too hyped because of preseason only. But what a better way to get him into the team for this Premier League season than starting him against Norwich. I think it's a really good first game for someone like Harvey to try himself out in the Premier League with our team.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. I think it's definitely between those 4 unless Amir's going to throw a curveball in.
I'd like to. I'd love to throw in an Ox. I know that make you happy, Chris, but
yes, mate.
it's I've been scrambling about this all week because I was pretty sure it'd be Milner, Keita, Elliott, but I feel like you just got to get Fabinho in there. Like it's classic head versus heart. My heart wants Harvey Elliott to start. Sorry, I think you lost me for a second.
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I really want Elliott to start and put one in the top corner in the first 15 minutes. But equally, I want James Milner in there just because he knows how to do it. I think it's interesting because Norwich were in the Championship. Elliott played against them last year. Like, it could happen. I think he scored a screamer against them, actually, last year. So
scored a screamer against pretty much everyone, didn't he?
Yeah. So, I think I'm going to go with my head and say Fab, Keita, and Milner, and that'll get the job done.
I don't think anyone will be averse to that, to be honest. I think everyone's come to a realization that, we all love James Milner and he's the GOAT. So is it? So the front 3 is one of contention. Whether Bobby Firmino, even after scoring twice against Osasuna, may not start. We'll start where we finished last time, Amir. Where are you going for?
Salah, Mane, and Jota. I think Jota's been electric. I know Firmino scored a couple against Osasuna, but I honestly think Jota can explode this year. Like I can see him really challenging Salah for goals. And Mane just looks insane in pre-season. I know pre-season, but he looks like he's got his mojo back. And Salah, you know, he likes to save his goals for the Prem, not get him in pre-season. So Salah, Mane, Jota, simple for me.
It would be pretty saucy. Chedu.
Salah, Mane, and Firmino, I'm going to say. I don't know why. Well, I actually do know why. But watching preseason, I have this enormous feeling that we're going to see Firmino back at his best. I genuinely think that he's going to be the Firmino we've wanted to see in a long, long time. And that Osasuna game was a really, really good showing as to what he's going to do this season. I think maybe not which season was it that he just had like 20-something goals and 10+ assists? Can't remember what season that was, but not quite that good. But I think he might be hitting double figures on both goals and assists this season.
I think it's more than feasible. Him and Mane. Like the way that with fans, they're different players. I think definitely.
Yeah,
Charlie.
I'm gonna go Divock Origi, Takumi Minamino, and Oxlade-Chamberlain in the false nine.
Okay, so now the actual lineup.
I'm gonna go. So what? I think Minamino, if he plays, I'm not mad in all honesty. If he plays up front, I think he's been decent in pre-season, but I'd go I'd agree with Omar. Mane, Jota, Salah. I think there wasn't report. Jota admitted that he's been training with Olympic sprinters, so hopefully he's extremely fast next season. So it's a bit of a little random fact for you.
Yeah.
Enjoy that.
Pretty cool, yeah. Oh, Scottish Maldini, eh? Don't worry, it's not. You're nothing on the nothing on the Bolton Baresi. Yeah, I'm very much Salah, Mane, Firmino. With Jota, I think Jota's very effective off the bench. Like he is the new age Daniel Sturridge. Like so clinical. And he's the future, obviously, but we can't ignore the chemistry that these three will have. And, you know, Liverpool like scoring goals against Norwich. And why wouldn't you have, you know, three of the greatest goal scorers of our modern era, as well as Jota, of course. It's a lovely problem to have, isn't it, boys? Such a lovely problem to have. But yeah, it'd be good to see Taki as well go off the bench, maybe. Who knows?
Don't forget Origi as well. I feel like you're just forgetting the main man himself.
I am forgetting Origi. I'm deliberately forgetting Origi, okay?
I don't know him.
But to be fair, last time we played Norwich at Anfield, he scored.
True, he did.
And he got the deflection for the first goal from the Scottish Maldini.
Grant Harry will always have it that he scored the first goal in our title-winning season. So
yeah.
I think Origi meant that, to be honest. Like he was on such a level of confidence at the time. He just knew he was going off Hanley's inner thigh.
Yeah, it's like Einstein predicting like angles and all crap like that.
Yeah, in that head is, you know, there's good stuff going on. But yeah, that should be it really for the stream. Before we do leave, though, we'll have our score predictions for tomorrow. We'll start with the new boy, Omer. What you thinking, fella?
Okay. First show, so I'm going to be brave. I'm going to say 4-0 Liverpool.
We love to see it. And goal scorers, mate.
Goal scorers, Salah 2, José 1, Harvey Elliott 1.
Oh, I'd love to see it. Chedu, what are you going for, fella?
Ideally, I would love to say, because, you know, I actually woke up today, looked at one football.
Woke up feeling dangerous.
Yeah. Looked at one football because they uploaded like the first game predictions. And I saw they predicted Norwich to beat us 2-1. And I was like, what? So just for that, I want to say 9-0. But realistically, I'm going to say 3-1. I'm going to say, I think Mo and Bobby are both going to score one. You know what? I'm going to say Harvey's going to score the other one. And for them, I'm going to say that Todd Canwell is going to be scoring for Norwich.
Good old Todd.
Charlie.
I'm going to go 3-1 just because I think the defense is going to be a bit unsettled with not playing loads. So I think we might concede one. I'm going to go with Salah hat-trick to get his 100th goal. And I'll go for me safer boy Todd Cantwell just because I like him.
We do love a bit of Todd. I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool. I'm going to be very, very conservative there. And Norwich will take the lead, but will nick it in the last minute with Virgil van Dijk. A header in the last minute to win it. He always comes up with a big moment.
I would take that every day of the week.
Who wouldn't, mate? Who wouldn't? Salah to score the other one from a penalty, and Grant Hanley to score for Norwich if he's available, which I don't think he is.
I don't think he's played one game of pre-season.
Who cares? Who cares? The man is inevitable. But yeah, thank you very much for watching the stream. Thank you very much to Omer for joining us. I'm sure he'll be back very soon. Chedu, Charlie, what live stream tomorrow? Watch along?
Watch along, yeah. I mean, Jack's hosting it. I'll be in it. Chedu, are you in it?
What time is the game?
The game is 5:30 tomorrow. Anyway, I think Chedu's in it. And Chris, maybe.
I'm 50-50 on it.
Yeah, he'll know in a few hours. So it's so there'll be at least 4 of us.
Get prepared for the first group stream. So make sure you tune in for that. It's going to be sick. So make sure you go and do it. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next live stream in tomorrow's Watch Along.